To the spineless leadership of the Republican Party, you bunch of despicable, fascist, fear-mongering, lying sacks of shit. I trust this letter finds you in the throes of the moral quandary you've created for yourselves, as you continue to prop up the tyrant in the White House. Donald J. Trump, your so-called leader, is a blight upon the very fabric of American democracy and decency. Your unwavering support for this monster is not only a slap in the face to every hardworking citizen of this once great nation, but also a betrayal of the very principles that the GOP claims to uphold. Let's talk about Elon Musk, shall we? The fucking audacity of that man to illegally waltz into the sacred sanctums of our government and gain access to the private and sensitive Social Security database is nothing short of treasonous. And what do? You stand by, stroking your greedy little dicks. This is not the America we deserve, nor the America we should ever accept. And let's not even get started on the systematic dismantling of social programs like Medicaid, Medicare, and SNAP food benefits. These are lifelines for millions of Americans who are struggling to keep their heads above water in a sea of economic despair that you've created with your corporate tax cuts and your relentless war on the poor. Cutting these programs is not only inhumane, it's right barbaric. It's a fucking disgrace that you can sleep at night, knowing that you're throwing the most vulnerable among us to the wolves. All to appease the bloated, insatiable appetites of your billionaire donors. Your relentless fear-mongering has turned our country into a cesspool of hate and division. You've stoked the flames of racism, bigotry, and xenophobia, all for the sake of maintaining power and control over the ignorant. Masses that you've conned into thinking you give a flying fuck about them. The truth is, you're nothing but a bunch of self-serving cowards, hiding behind the flag and the Bible as you shit all over everything this country is supposed to stand for. You call yourselves patriots, yet you refuse to stand up to the dictator king you've allowed to seize power. You've turned the Senate into a rubber-stamping body for his every whim. And you've turned the House into a circus, where the only act is watching you all trip over your own greed and hypocrisy. I demand that you stop this madness. Tell the fucking truth for once in your miserable lives. Admit that you're in the pocket of big business, and that you don't give a rat's ass about the people you're supposed to serve. Admit that you're afraid of the man you've created, and that you're too spineless to do anything about it. And to the American people, I implore you to wake the fuck up. This is not a game. This is not reality TV. This is real life. And the very soul of our nation is at stake. We cannot afford to let these monsters continue to lead us down the path of destruction. In the name of all that is holy and just, I demand that you impeach the motherfucker in the Oval Office and hold every single one of his enablers accountable for their crimes. We need a government that actually represents the will of the people, not the will of corporations and the ultra-wealthy. We need leaders who are willing to stand up for what's right, even when it's hard, even when it's risky. This is your last warning, Republicans. Get your shit together, or we'll come for you with the fear of a nation betrayed. We're not going to take this line down anymore. We're going to fight back with every tool at our disposal: voting booths, protest signs, and our unrelenting voices. You can take this as a declaration of war on your tyrannical bullshit, or you can take it as a plea for sanity. But mark my fucking words, you don't start working for the American people instead of against them, we will make sure you're all out of a job come next election. Sincerely, a disgusted and determined American citizen,